We ended up moving across the parking lot. It's an exceptional store for full bar as well. We've got a location in Highland Village, up off of Justin Road. One of my smaller stores, but really cool place to go is on the canals in Las Colinas. So if you got your girlfriend and you're looking for a nice romantic place to go have a smoke, go down and see us on the canal. It's BYOB, so
okay.
Bring your favorite bottle of Hennessy or favorite bottle of wine for your gal and spend the night watching some good sports. We got a place in Uptown right next to Morton's.
Okay.
I mean, what can I say? It's Uptown. So,
that's a nice area.
You know, when I don't mind a slightly longer drive, or I'm down there having some good time. Before or after dinner, come by and see us there. We've got one across the street from North Park Mall.
Okay.
We've got one in Plano, and let's see, did I miss any here? No, I think I got them all.
Yeah,
Plano, Uptown, Las Colinas, Louisville, Highland Village, and Frisco. Those are our 7 locations.
Yes, sir.
So you guys heard it here first on the Out of Bounds Sports Show. Up and Smoke, different locations in the DFW area. Make sure you look them up on your Facebook. Dan, do you have a Facebook page? You want them to look it up?
Yeah, we've got Facebook pages for all of our stores. If you just search Up and Smoke Frisco, you'll get this one.
Okay.
You know, you can Up and Smoke Cigars. That's my handle on Facebook. We've got a Twitter. We got Snapchat. We've got a couple different ways to find us. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to even give me a call. 214-797-0932. I'm here to take care of all of your cigar needs.
That sounds good. So you guys heard it here first. Again, we are here at the Up and Smoke facility, 2833 Eldorado Parkway, Frisco, Texas, 75034. This broadcast is brought to you by Making the World Famous for Life. You check out VC at his mobile barbershop. Making the World Famous is the hashtag for life. So Dan, tell us about getting into this business. I've always been intrigued about what would inspire you to open a cigar spot. You know, it's not a traditional business that most people come out of school and say, hey man, you know what, I want to get in the cigar business. So tell us what inspired you to get into the cigar business and how you was able to achieve much success as you have right now in having different locations.
Well, I think maybe one night I got a little bit too drunk.
Truth.
But no, the truth of the matter is I was looking for something to do with my father, and anytime there's success in the family, we celebrated victory of a cigar, whether it was graduating from college or the birth of my kids or my dad's 50th birthday party or my youth football team winning the Super Bowl. There was always a cigar in my dad's hand or my hand or my friend's hand. So it's a great equalizer. I personally like being in the stores because you get to see, all walks of life. You know, there is no, classification here. We're all cigar smokers.
That's right.
We were looking for something here in Dallas. We decided to buy it together. Unfortunately, my dad passed away before he ever got into the stores. But
rest his soul.
Yeah, sorry
that's
about
my
that.
dad there over
Sorry
on
to
the
hear
wall,
that.
enjoying the New Year's with the fine cigar. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, I've got my mom, and although I didn't get a chance to build the chain with my dad directly, we both walk into the stores thinking about my dad every day.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Being inspired by a great man and your father, and you still got moms, and you guys are still moving in spite of their terrible loss. But we want to make sure that we come and enjoy what you guys have put together, because this is a phenomenal facility. I think I'm going to visit here much more often to come, and patronize the business. And you guys make sure, all the listeners, and you guys on Facebook, you guys on Instagram, you listen to the show, make sure you go and check out the Up and Smoke facilities. Go and look them up on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Okay, so we're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk some sports with Dan. Even though he's a facility owner, we're going to see what he knows about football and basketball. So you listen to the Out of Bounds Sports Show. This is the big dog. We'll talk to you in a few minutes.
All right, y'all. Get it going.
All right, thank you, everybody. We're back on the Out of Bounds Sports Show. This is your host, the Big Dog. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Out of Bounds Sports Show. This brought to you by Making the World Famous for Life, VC the Celebrity Barber, the Mobile Barbershop. Go ahead and check him out on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat at hotboyvc.com. Check him out on Facebook at Vincent Castile. And we have our special guest and who's hosting us today, Dan Schmitz at the Up and Smoke Cigar Lounge in Frisco. Give me that address, 2833 Eldorado Parkway, Frisco, Texas, 75034. All right, so we're going to get a blitz. We're going to have a 7-minute blitz right now, and we're going to see what Dan can tell us about our NFL Sunday. So we got some marquee games. Thank you, Kev. We have some marquee games going on. First, we're going to say, Dan, who's your team?
It's a house divided. I was born in Pittsburgh, so I'm obviously a Steeler fan, but I've been here since 2004, and it's official. I'm probably the only Steeler fan that also happens to be a Cowboy fan. So those are my two teams. I got an AFC and an NFC team. All
right, so we had our Cowboys play on Thursday. All right, they beat the Redskins, but it really wasn't. I don't know if it was really a game that could have helped their chances with Philadelphia so far ahead in the division at this point. But they beat a pretty good Washington team. Their offensive line is a little depleted. Do you think that at 6-6 right now, our Cowboys can make a playoff push, or it's pretty much a wrap for them as far as getting in as a wild card?
I mean, the Cowboys in the recent past have shown that they can string a bunch of wins together. I mean, 6-6, but if they win 4 more games, they finish 10-6, and I think if they can do that, I think there's a real chance they can make the playoffs as a wild card.
Well, they have 2 dismal teams that pretty much really could be good wins. They got the Giants next, okay, and then they had the Raiders. But then they had the Seahawks and the Eagles on the last 2 games. Meaning that they would have to win out, but it could give them 8-8, and then they will be second in the division if they beat the Giants. So it could get a wild card, but then you have the NFC. If too many NFC teams with winning records like the Rams. You got the Vikings who play today, and then you have the New Orleans Saints, which is I don't know about the New Orleans Saints. We have a lot of Saints fans, and we try not to get into that discussion with them. But so, do you think that it's possible that we can win out?
I think it's possible that we can win out. I mean, I think their schedule over the next 2 weeks is favorable, and when we end up getting Zeke back, and everything changes once we get back to full speed. Look, in the NFL, I mean, there's a lot of parity on any given Sunday, as they say, teams can win or lose. I mean, do the Cowboys need a little bit of help? Yeah. So, are there going to be teams that lose games down the stretch that they probably should have won? The answer is yes. So we'll just have to strap on the helmet every Sunday, put a good cigar in our mouth, and hope that the Cowboys win and some of the other teams lose.
Well, thank you, everybody, for if you're just now tuning in, we're at the Up and Smoke in Frisco, Texas. You're on the Out of Bounds Sports Show with the Big Dog. This broadcast is brought to you by Making the World Famous for Life. VC, 25 years in barbering game, a celebrity barber. He's cut several Mavericks, several Cowboys. He's been doing it for a long time. You want to check him out. Go to Making the World Famous for Life hashtag. You want to go see him on Facebook and on Instagram also. So a key matchup today in the NFC is the Vikings and Falcons, which I left the Falcons out because they're in a tough division, so we don't really know how they're going to come out. They got Carolina in that division also. So who do you like out of the Vikings and the Falcons today? Vikings 9-2, just came off beating a really good Los Angeles Rams team, and then the Falcons, okay, who's surging right now. Of course, nobody really remembers who was second place in any Super Bowl. But the Falcons were a pretty good team. They started off slow. Now they're surging at this moment. They got a healthy Julio Jones. Sanu is catching the ball amazingly. And then Matt Ryan. It seems like he's back to Matt Ryan. So who you like in that game today?
I mean, I'm a little surprised the Falcons started off a little bit slow. I mean, they've got a ton of weapons, especially on offense. I'm equally surprised that the Vikings have done so well this season. I mean, if I had to pick a winner, I would go with the Falcons.
Okay. Well, the Falcons over there. The Falcons are favored at 2.5, and they're at home today hosting the Vikings. Okay, so we had the Lions who lost last week in a nail biter against the Ravens. The Lions are on the road. Both teams are 6-5. Baltimore is favored by 3 points at home. Who do you like in that game?
I definitely have no love lost for the Ravens.
And you're Steelers, huh? The Steelers.
But I mean, it's hard to go into Baltimore and come away with victory. I mean, regardless of the records, the Ravens are going to show up and play hard. I say the Ravens beat the spread.
Okay. The Ravens with Jim Harbaugh will always have a tough defense, and Joe Flacco is playing much better than he was playing in the beginning of the year. So now here's a matchup that I'm really interested in. Okay, the Patriots are on the road. They playing in Buffalo.